everyone, it's Julie. Thanks for being here. I wanted to take a few minutes to walk you through today what we're seeing so far in the Chittenden County real estate market, specifically for single family homes and condos. We're going to look at where pricing is today, how buyer behavior is shifting, what's happening with inventory, and what all of this could mean as we head into the spring market. This update is based on year-to-date data and comparables where we are now to both last month and the same time last year. So we can really kind of see where the market is trending. So let's dive in. Let's start with pricing because that's what everyone wants to hear about. Right now, the median sales price in Chittenden County for single family homes and condos together is $499,000. That's up 4.6% from last month and 6.4% higher than the same time last year. So even early in the year, we're still seeing prices trend a little bit upward. This tells us demand is very much still there and values are continuing to rise. Not at the, again, extreme pace we saw a few years ago, but in a much healthier and hopefully more sustainable way. Okay, next we're talking about days on market because this is where we're really starting to see some changes. The average days on market is now 26 days. Last month it was 17 days, and this same time last year it was also 17 days. So that's a pretty significant jump and tells us that homes are sitting a bit longer. Buyers are taking more time, being more selective, and we're seeing fewer of those rushed decisions we were so used to. This is kind of a sign of a normalizing in the market, but again, it's going to be a house-by-house case basis. Now let's move on to inventory, starting with new listings in the market. We saw 115 new listings come to the market. That's up 91% from last month, which is exactly kind of what we were expecting heading from one year into the other. However, when we compare this to the same time last year, new listings are only up 1.8%. So while inventory is improving month over month, we're not yet seeing a clear year over year trend. It's kind of early to know what kind of inventory this year will be, but it's something I'm certainly watching closely. Okay, now we're going to look at months of supply. When we look at months of supply, which is one of the most important indicators kind of market balance, we're currently at 2.4 months of inventory. That's up 45% from last year when we were just under 2 months of supply, and up 57% from last month when we were about 1.6 months of supply. So even with this increase, we're still very much in a seller-leaning market, but buyers are starting to get a little more of the breathing room. Looking at pending sales, we had 86 homes go under contract. That's down 14% from last month and down slightly compared to this same time last year. This is pretty typical for this point in the winter market. It reflects buyers being a bit more cautious as they keep an eye on interest rates and available inventory that might come to the market. To wrap things up, here's what I'm really kind of feeling and seeing in the market right now. We're still seeing a lot of buyers out there. Again, just this past week, I personally had 3 seller consults, 3 new buyer consults, which tells me people are gearing up kind of for this coming spring market. There's a lot of pent-up demand still. People can only put off their plans for so long, and we're continuing to see many clients who are selling and buying at the same time, which can be a challenge on its own. If interest rates stay favorable or come down, I do think we'll even see more activity. Ultimately, inventory is going to be the biggest factor impacting pricing this year, and that's exactly what I'll be keeping a close eye on as we move forward in 2026. Thanks, everyone.